Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Now, I don't know about this movie, but Nick and Norah was the husband and wife team from the Thin Man Mysteries. Is this tie in with that at all?
No one knows because you're as old as the hills.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm gonna say yes.
Sure.
Yeah,
Why not? Because
of course.
there's so much in here that has a sense of history. They're all like 12 and think they're the coolest people on the planet.
Oh.
The whole movie is about teenagers trying to hook up with each other while making sure they're the first ones to see the hippest band in New York City.
Oh man, these Nick and Norah are two of the most annoying people who I've ever seen, man.
Can I just ask, what did you see in her? I could floss with that girl.
This is your friend that we're talking about?
Okay, forget it. I can't do this.
Do what?
Just make a U-turn and take me back to Ludlow, all right? I'll find my own way.
Perfect.
I refuse to be the goodie bag at your pity party, Nick.
You don't have to yell. It's not a train station. We're in a tiny car.
Just drop me off.
I will.
Are you crazy?
I don't know what I did to you to make you so angry.
Nothing. You're ridiculous.
You don't even know me.
I know you. I know you're Mink.
I'm Make.
You're an emo punk band boy and you're obsessed with Triss. They can make action figures out of you, drummer not included.
You know, it's funny that Trish never mentioned you considering what good friends you are, but she did mention some that was completely jealous.
Oh, jealous?
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
really?
now I think I know exactly who she... All right, sweetheart, you think you have something to...
I am not jealous!
Oh, no, man, she's not jealous.
I mean, because they are those hipster kids that say, "Oh, you haven't heard of that band? Oh, well, who the fuck are you, man?" It's like, oh, your identity all goes around what bands you know. All right,
So
fuck
what
you.
is his rate on the hipster scale?
11?
Yeah. No, that's all this movie has to offer, really. I honestly felt. I mean, there's points that made me laugh, kind of, but it's like as much as people complain about Juno with that, you know what? Juno actually had really good dialogue. This doesn't. All it has is, hey, look at this list of bands we know.
It's like, yeah, they keep saying like all these. We gotta find Fluffy. Where's Fluffy? There's a band they're trying to get to all night. We got to go see where's Fluffy. Hey, but before we get there, let's talk about this band. Oh, and then what about that band? Yeah. Oh, you know what? There are some bands we like that are old, like The Cure, but you know what? Their name shouldn't be The Cure. They should be The Cause because The Cure is just sappy. And like you weren't even born when The Cure got together. What the fuck do you know?
This is a cross between Martin Scorsese's After Hours and the most annoying teenager that you know.
So it sounds to me like this is one of those date stamp movies that stamps this time like Reality Bites.
That's what. Yes, it would be accurate to say in some ways it felt like the way Reality Bites was that timestamp film. And so
right. Yeah, it was all about the time that it takes place.
Yeah.
And other than that, it was kind of a shitty
It's where
movie.
the city itself is a character in the film. That yada yada. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Except I've liked movies like that, not Reality Bites, but I have liked movies like that. And as hard as I really did want to like this, and by the time I was 3/4 of the way through, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is going to get any better than this. I mean, it relies too much on a movie like this uses gross out jokes. Really? I thought this was supposed to be smart, but no. There's lots of stuff with like chewing gum that ends up in a vomit-filled toilet and then continues to pass from character to character after that. I mean, that's a running joke in the film. I mean, there's just all sorts of stupid shit like that is only there to make you go, oh, or make you feel mildly uncomfortable, but not in a clever way.
Yeah, no, it's. I don't know if the movie. Damn.
It's weird. I got that too.
I don't know what's going on.
Must be this movie.
It's cool to have phlegm. No, and that's what this movie is like, man. It's that hipster culture that says, no matter how shitty things are, or no matter what my lifestyle is, I'm just going to talk about how cool it is and show how cool it is. Yeah, I'm driving a shitty car, but if I make a really cool joke about it, it's cool. Yeah, I'm gay and somebody called me a fag, but you know what? It's cool to be gay. I'm cool.
I swear to God, the thing I hate about teenagers these days more than anything is that they find irony in places where there is no irony.
Yes, exactly.
They force it in there.
Yeah.
It's pretentious, quite frankly, in the way that it's like, we know we're cool, so we're just going to show you what we're like, and that should be enough. I mean, you take a movie like Go, which is the same type of people, except there's a good story and it's fun to watch.
Right.
There's nothing happening here.
So basically, what this needed to cross over with was something like a Columbine shooting.
I would have liked that ending, yes.
Mix those teenagers with those teenagers.
No, it just would have been nice that you had. Look, I like these kind of teenagers. They're smarter, they're wittier than most teenagers, and the only thing is, sometimes they have a very elitist, dry sense of humor. it would be nice for a change to see like the thugs or the trailer park kids come in and beat the shit out of these kids just every once in a while. I mean, I like these kids, but every now and then they just get a little bit too smart and they get a little too proud of what they got. And yeah, I want to see them kind of drive into a ghetto where they get lost and then they just get jacked.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, they're walking out there to run a train on the girl, you know, they steal the guy's clothes. I mean, I just want some bad shit just once to happen where they realize, yes, the world is a bad place. I would not make a joke for another 2 years.
This is a fantasy film for people who are these kids anyway.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine why anyone else, quite frankly, would really want to see it. It's
Yeah.
if you are these kids or you ever were these kids and you're not very discriminating, then sure, I could see liking this. You know, I mean, if you want to see Michael Cera really stretch his wings and play Michael Cera again.
See, okay, now here's the movie. You have Michael Cera, who he plays a guy who he's a high school kid. I mean, everybody here is like 18. They're about to leave high school. And he's a guy who just broke up with his girlfriend.
Hasn't he just broke up with his girlfriend in every movie he's in?
Exactly. And so he's so depressed when he talks like this. But so he's kind of upset about that. And so his friends, his two gay friends, and they're all in a band together called the Cockmunchers or something. I forgot what.
Jerk-offs.
The Jerk-offs.
Yeah, they're a queercore. They're a queercore band, but he's not gay. I don't know how that works.
Oh, it's like the Village People.
Oh, was one of them not gay?
There was always that rumor that the lead singer wasn't gay.
Oh, that would be funny. I want to see a movie about that. But
Yeah,
anyway.
no.
Oh, actually, they made one, and it's terrible.
Okay, well, I don't want to see the movie about
No,
that.
he's right. There's a whole thing, I guess, a whole movement called queercore. So now he's in this band. His gay friends come and say, "Hey, look, we know you just broke up with your chick, but hey, we got a gig to play.
Why don't you
If
suck
nothing
some cock instead? You might like
Yeah,
it.
they're thinking like, now's the time you might want to try being one of the band here for change.
No, they're the gay equivalent of magical Negroes in this film, essentially.
Yeah,
They're
they kind of are.
magical queercore.
Yeah, they are his cleanup people, the queer cleanup people. But so they say, come on out and do the gig. You might find somebody better. Now the girl he broke up with is a total bitch. All right, and she's a bitch to everybody. You're wondering like, why is she friends with anyone? So when they go to this gig, Norah, who just happens to be in a circle of friends, meets this bitch there, and the girl's laughing at Norah because she's like, oh, you know what? Maybe one day you'll get a boyfriend and they won't have to worry about you being ugly and a daughter of a rich guy. And so she just says, fuck this. You know what? I'm gonna go to this guy over here, make out with him, and I'm gonna pretty much lie about myself having a boyfriend. It turns out that it's Nick. And so, of course, you can see what happens there. His ex-girlfriend gets jealous. Michael Cera wants her back, but as the night goes on, he's falling for Norah. And meanwhile, you get to listen to all this cool music that they play on the iPod.
I actually do like the music in the movie. I could even see buying the soundtrack. I have most of it already, but that's no reason to get all excited like, oh, look at me, I'm so great because I know these songs. No,
Well, I don't know. I
it's
mean,
just songs.
it seems like if you're a pedophile, they've already done all the work for you and compiled all these songs. So, I mean, really, if you find yourself talking to a chick and she says, "What's on your iPod?" You know she's too young for you. But hey, download that and you'll have the answer.
Well, she's too young for you, old man. But I don't know.
Yeah,
about the rest
she's
of us.
too young for all of us. Don't. I'm trying to keep you out of jail because you already got 2 strikes.
I don't think that's what. Now hold on. First off, fuck you. Second, I can like music by people younger than me, so it's not my fault. Everybody you listen to is already dead, so I don't even want to hear about it.
Well, you trying to lure them in with candy? You know, trying to use music?
You're right. You got to be careful. I mean, there is a playlist on iTunes that collection of music that says
It sends it to the FBI.
You know, it says songs to get busted by Dateline too. But man, look, I honestly, I wasn't. It's funny because you were very annoyed by the movie.
Yes, it
but
did annoy me.
I was only slightly annoyed. I thought the movie was cute for its audience, but it's the soundtrack that annoyed me. I mean, I don't mind a movie